The Boston Celtics dominated last season, cruising through the East and steamrolling their way to a championship. But was it true greatness or just a perfect mix of luck and weak competition? This season, the target is on their back. Can anyone stop them from doing it all over again? The Boston Celtics are not just a great team this season. They are a dominant force. Every time they step on the court, they show why they are the team to beat. From their incredible offense to their rock-solid defense, the Celtics have been miles ahead of most teams. Their journey to the top hasn't been a fluke. It's been a masterclass in teamwork, discipline, and pure talent. This season, the Celtics are playing basketball at a level that few teams in NBA history have reached. They're not just winning games, they're crushing opponents. Their point differential, the gap between points scored and points allowed, is one of the best ever. That means they aren't just edging out teams in close games. They're completely outplaying them. Whether it's a regular season matchup or the high-pressure moments of the playoffs, the Celtics have looked untouchable. The best offense the NBA has ever seen. Boston's offense this season is nothing short of historic. They score with efficiency, move the ball with purpose, and punish defenses with their three-point shooting. In fact, their offense has been the most efficient in NBA history, scoring 122.2 points per 100 possessions. That's an all-time record. A big reason for this offensive explosion is their ability to space the floor and knock down shots from deep. The Celtics take a lot of threes, more than any other team in the league. And they aren't just chucking up shots. They take smart, well-timed ones. Even when defenses try to close in, the Celtics always seem to find an open shooter. With elite scorers like Jayson, Tatum, and Jaylen Brown leading the way, Boston makes scoring look effortless. But what makes them even scarier is their ball security. They commit fewer turnovers than any team in the league, which means they aren't giving away easy points. While other teams struggle with sloppy passes and bad decisions, the Celtics keep their offense smooth and efficient. Players like Jrue Holiday, Derek White, and Jaylen Brown apply relentless pressure on the perimeter, while Kristaps Porzingis puts opponents into difficult situations, and most teams simply can't find a way to break through, crushing the competition. However, the way Boston has dominated the league is truly special. They don't just win, they win big. They've set records for blowing teams out, winning 19 games without injury. Boston has the depth to fill in without missing a beat. Remarkably, this balance makes them one of the toughest teams to match up against. Other teams might have one or two superstars, but when their bench players come in, there's a noticeable drop-off. With Boston, the talent remains steady from start to finish. The Celtics are built for the long haul. Beyond this, winning a championship is one thing, but staying on top is another and has a different vibe. But the Celtics don't just look like a one-time champion. They look like a team that could dominate for years to come. They have a young core in Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, both of whom are in their prime. They have veteran leadership in Al Horford and Jrue Holiday, who bring experience and toughness. They also have a head coach, Joe Mazzulla, who understands how to maximize the team's potential. On top of that, they play the kind of basketball that wins in the postseason. They defend at a high level, they don't turn the ball over, and they execute in clutch moments. These aren't regular season stats that will fade away when the games matter most. This is a formula for sustained success. So, is there anyone who can prevent the Celtics from lifting the trophy again? Let's take a look at the biggest threat in the East before diving into the 7 teams that could ruin Boston's plans. Eastern Conference team is the Celtics' biggest threat. If there's one team that could make life miserable for the Celtics in the East, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers. Last season, the Cavs were a solid playoff team, but this year, they look like a true contender. They've been the best team in the conference all season. Martin, Kelly Oubre Jr., Eric Gordon, and Andre Drummond. On paper, the 76ers have everything they need to compete. The question is whether they can put it all together when it matters most. Beyond this, out west, the Dallas Mavericks are a team to watch. They were already dangerous last year, and now they've added more firepower. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving are as explosive a backcourt as you'll find in the league, and if they get hot, they can take down anyone. The biggest question is whether their defense can hold up in a deep playoff run, but if it does, Boston should be very concerned. Apart from them, the Minnesota Timberwolves are another team that could be a problem. They lost Karl Anthony Towns, but they brought in Julius Randle, and they still have Rudy Gobert holding down the paint. If their new pieces gel by the time the playoffs arrive, they'll be a tough out. Then there's the Denver Nuggets. 2 years ago, they were on top of the world. And while they didn't repeat last season, they still have Nikola Jokic, which means they always have a chance. The key for Denver will be getting enough out of their supporting cast. If Russell Westbrook can step up and provide a spark, the Nuggets could find themselves back in the finals. And finally, we can't forget about the Milwaukee Bucks. When you have Giannis Antetokounmpo, you're always a contender. Add Damian Lillard to the mix, and you've got one of the most dangerous duos in the league. The biggest question mark for Milwaukee is Chris Middleton's health. If he can return to form, the Bucks could absolutely spoil Boston's title hopes. Can the Celtics go back-to-back? Anyway, whatever comes in the way, the Celtics are still the team to beat. They have the talent, the experience, and the championship mindset to make another deep run. But this season will be much tougher than last year. They won't cruise to the top of the East by 14 games again. They won't breeze through the playoffs with just 3 losses. This time, they'll have to fight for it. Cleveland is ready to challenge them in the East. Teams like the Knicks and 76ers won't go down without a fight. And if Boston makes it to the finals, they'll have to deal with powerhouses like Oklahoma City, Dallas, Denver, or Milwaukee. The Celtics have what it takes to go back-to-back. But if they're not careful, one of these 7 teams might be the reason they don't. What do you think of this? Share your thoughts with us. And before you leave, make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.